Welcome to Roofing Road Trips with Heidi. Explore the roofing industry through the eyes of a long-term professional within the trade. Listen for insights, interviews, and exciting news in the roofing industry today.
Hello, and welcome to another Roofing Road Trips from Roofers Coffee Shop. This is Heidi Ellsworth, and one of our favorite things to talk about on the coffee shop is equipment. We love tools and equipment, and so we invited our friend Dave Beiler from Equipter to come talk to us about Equipter, but even more so, how you can kind of test drive through rentals, find out how great this equipment is for whatever you may need on the job site. So, Dave, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Heidi. It is great to be here. Thanks for putting this on and for the invitation.
We love it. We love having you on Roofers Coffee Shop. And who doesn't love equipment? I mean,
Oh, I
everybody
know,
loves
right?
it. It's easy. Everybody wants to run it, and you have some of the coolest equipment out there.
Well, thank you.
So why don't you start with introduction and tell us a little bit about the company of Equipter?
Yeah, well, thank you. My name is Dave, and I'm the vice president here of sales and marketing at Equipter. We are a family-run business. My dad, Aaron, actually started the company almost 20 years ago.
Love him. We've
I
had him
know.
on here before.
So it's been a wonderful journey, so we've been selling the Equipters since 2004, and they're nationwide, Canada,
Wow.
it's been a great journey.
Well, tell us a little bit about the Equipter. Like, just for those few people out there who haven't seen it, give us just like the elevator speech.
Exactly, yeah. So the Equipter, I'll put it this way: our flagship model, the 4000 model, is the one that again my dad designed 20 years ago for his roofing business. And so that's the self-propelled, towable, liftable unit that primarily makes the debris catching, the debris management a lot more efficient and safer. And so
Yeah.
that's like I said, Dad had a roofing business, and he designed the 4000 model specifically for that purpose in roofing, construction, and debris management. Then we have some other models like the 2000, the 2500, that are similar in nature, where they drive, lift up, just different capabilities that we have.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about the Equipter too is what it does for the surrounding environment too. I mean, when you can lift up and get all the tear off into the Equipter, and then dispose of it, you don't have anything for the most part hitting the ground or wrecking the vegetation or being of a safety issue.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point of why we designed what we did, was something compact, lightweight, that can drive around. It's got wide tires to help distribute the weight. If you're driving it on the lawns, and the idea is to get your container to the work area that your guys are working, and contain that debris, get it right into the container, instead of on a tarp or on the ground, to where you're having to have multiple guys clean up the debris. When you're looking at an average size, let's say roofing, a house roof has anywhere from 7 to 10,000 pounds of debris. Well, if you could have one piece of equipment and one guy with controls of his hands taking that debris, you're saving yourself a lot of time. And also, right with that is then, instead of having a mess in the lawn and on the property as neighbors are driving by, they see a clean job site. They see, good equipment. They see innovation.
Right.
As that your company is serious about the process.
Yeah, it makes them so. And then now, this may be a naive question, but I'm pretty sure that contractors are also using the Equipter to stage once they start re-roofing, right? To get materials up to the roof.
Absolutely, yeah. With it being able to hold 4,000 pounds on the job site, obviously taking debris down
Yeah.
is a benefit, but also taking material up
Yeah.
is an added benefit. So yes, you can throw your materials in there and lift it up to the roof edge, and yeah, deliver materials like that.
It just seems when you think about how many times people are going up and down ladders, the safety, the
Yeah,
health,
absolutely.
carrying heavy materials, it makes sense. You can use it throughout the whole job to
Yeah.
keep everything looking great and everyone safe on the job. Um, Now you mentioned the 2000 and the 2500. Are there other pieces of equipment that you want to talk about?
Right. So we have 2000, Those are smaller models, more economic. You're not able to tow them like a trailer. Then we have the 3300 model, which is a simply just a dump trailer that's self-propelled, so it doesn't lift up. So that's used in
Okay.
other
Yeah.
industries, where the lifting and the rollback is not as needed. We have
Right.
graveyard management companies that buy that,
Wow.
landscapers. And then along with that, we also have the 5400, which is a crane model. So a mobile self-propelled crane that you can tow behind your truck. So
Yeah. Wow. You guys have expanded. Think about that since 2004.
yeah, no, it's been good. We one of our core values is innovation, and so we love to continue to innovate. And I'll say that's Dad all the way. He's always thinking of better things to come up with, and yeah, that's at the core of who we are, is to continue to innovate.
Yeah. And I mean, and what you're doing helps the trades, whether it's landscaping, cemeteries. I was like,
Mhm.
wow, that's a great use. On the construction sites overall, it's really helping people, workers be safer and need less labor, which labor is such a huge issue right now. It's technology, innovation, and equipment like this is going to make a big difference.
Absolutely. The feedback we've been getting over the years is, guys are saying that it does the work of about two guys. And
Wow.
so, the idea of having those two ground laborers be able to assist in installing the roof, and the details of why you came is to give this person a new roof, instead of, picking debris up off of the ground. So yeah, I would say we've seen that's one of the huge points that contractors are coming back with us is they can have less guys on a crew, or they can have more crews with the guys that they have, and get that much more work done every week. And we also hear, I've heard this often over the years, is that at the end of the week, the guys that they do have aren't as wore out. They're, like you
Yeah.
mentioned, they're not going up and down the ladder near as much, and they're saving their backs, and so there's multiple things that you can find with having the right equipment, and it's for any industry really. Having the right equipment is just it's just smart, investment
Yeah.
wise, and business. It makes business sense.
It does. It makes total sense. So, and you already started sharing some of the feedback you're getting from roofing contractors. I would love to hear a little bit more just on across the board. What's the feedback that you get? Not just, I mean, from anybody, but of course, this is roofing road trips. So we'd love to hear a little bit about what the roofers are saying out there. What are they saying about Equipter and how it's helped their business?
Yeah, absolutely. And the reality, just like any innovations, sometimes there's some hesitancy, and well, we're doing fine with our old way of doing stuff, but we have seen that once contractors use it, once they implement it into their system, everyone says, hey, they're never going to go back to the old way of doing it. It really changes the game on the job site. When I say on the job site, a couple things that we hear is that, for one, it's more efficient, and we've already talked about that. Again, it you're able to get your container to different points of the roof of the job site, so that your guys aren't having to carry it, wheelbarrow it, tarp it, all of those things. And so it's way more efficient. We've heard too that it's a lot safer, again, especially when you can have a container closer to the roof edge. It is just a lot safer, for your guys, also for the homeowner,
Hmm.
where you're containing the debris into the container rather than having it fall on the ground. And again, the other thing that, and I've heard this time and time again, with it being a cleaner job site, you're able to get more referrals, and the homeowner loves the process more because they see you're innovative, they see you're clean, you're efficient. That always will turn into referrals if they have a
Yeah.
great experience with your company from beginning to end. And I think what we have seen is that over the years is too many contractors focus on two things. One is selling the job and then collecting the money.
Yeah.
But what about the in between of
Yeah.
the process of getting that roof done? And I really think that's where equipment shines, is okay in the work part of this. Is And the reality is that in your selling, you can sell a better process. Hey, we have the right equipment to protect your landscape, to protect your tulips.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
when you do all of that well, it makes collecting the money that much easier, right?
And getting the referrals.
And getting the
Yeah.
referral.
That
Exactly. So
which
that,
is word of
yeah,
mouth is one of the biggest ways. Referrals is what keeps contractors going. I mean, I know we have lots of ways of generating leads, but that is such an important part of it.
yeah, absolutely. And those are the easier leads to sell, a
Yeah.
roofing job too. We all know that. The other thing that we've heard too is, in the industry, um, where there's a lot more subcontract crews, and that idea.
Mhm.
And we've heard guys, where the GCs, they've found innovative ways of getting it into the hands of their crews. Because of the importance of seeing this job site, this customer have a great experience from A to Z, from the beginning to the end of the roofing process. So we've had some innovative ideas, where guys are providing it to their subcontractors, and
Yeah.
they get a small fee, or just different ways to help get it into the hands of your crew. That again, it will, at the end of the day, will help them get more done, so that crew can finish more jobs in a week. Plus, it will elevate your image to the community.
Exactly. And, it's really interesting you say cruise too, because I was just thinking about that, the dynamic in the industry is changing. But to woo's maybe not the right word, but to build that relationship with crews who want to work with your company, having the
Mhm.
right equipment for them, being differentiating yourself from other contractors so those crews
Mhm.
really want to be there with respect and safety and equipment. Equipter can be a great incentive for them.
All things, yes, absolutely, Heidi. Those are all things that we've heard over the years it can attract the right crews, it can attract the good crews, and that they stay with you longer, they're more loyal. It's definitely, yeah, we've heard all
Yeah.
that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So, like you said earlier, and I love how you said it, we just, once contractors try it, they are really like, this is awesome. This is so cool. So, with that in mind, I know you started a rental program, which I just think is brilliant. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So how that works? We have rental companies across the U.S. that provide the option of renting, and we've just seen a couple things. One is that initial investment, guys want to get their hands on it, use it, try it. The other thing is the contractor that might not use it on every single job, or he may have a job once or twice a month that it would come in handy. And so we found that the rentals is actually a very fitting way to be able to access it. So we have a network of rental companies all over the U.S. That can offer that service.
That's awesome. So, when contractors are looking at this and they're thinking about renting it, first of all, you said it's all over the US. So where do they find how to get those rentals? And then what are some of the advantages of doing a rental first?
Yeah. So where to find that is, you go on our website, equipter.com, and there's a rental, find a rental
Perfect.
page right there, and you have access to punch in your zip code and find the nearest, or give us a call. We
Mhm.
we are constantly referring our leads, our customers to rental companies all over the U.S. And so there's multiple ways of finding the one that's closest to you. Um, and yeah, what I guess what we're finding is, there's for one, obviously for one, there's less initial upfront cost. If you're looking at a week's rent, you're anywhere from, $700-800 a week. So you obviously have a lot less initial upfront costs when you're looking at renting. Um, Other benefits is you don't have to store it. There's no
Right.
storage if you can pick it up from the rental yard and take it directly to your job site. And so yeah, and I feel it gives contractors the ability to try it out for several weeks and see what it does. And that's one thing that I've seen. If maybe a contractor has been talking to his crew about it, and we've seen that a crew it takes 2, 3, 4 weeks for them to like get used to implementing it in their system. And so I guess I always say just give them some time to
Yeah.
understand the real benefits of it, more than just one day that well, it didn't work for us that day, but actually give them some time to implement it. Just like any innovation, it takes time to change, adapt, to understand how this actually is going to benefit us. And we found that again, like I said, guys that use it and implement it well, try it out for a number of weeks, they're always like, well, we never want to go back to the old way. Uh,
Right. Well, and I would think too, I mean, if contractors who do not have an equipter and just aren't sure about it, I think that makes so much sense, especially if you have some really tough jobs coming up,
mhm.
some steep slopes. Try it out with your crew because then, like you said, it takes a while for them to adopt it, but they're probably going to adopt it a lot faster on a really hard roof too.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. And I've seen this time and time again. Contractors will, I'm waiting for the right job. Where actually implementing it, trying it out on different job sites is actually
yeah,
very useful because it's amazing like how you find ways to use innovation. Just if
right.
you're open to think outside the box. And we've
Yeah,
seen that. We've seen even contractors that aren't primarily in roofing, but in the remodeling world that they say, well, there's so many ways to use it. In remodeling a second story bathroom, all of these things
right. Yeah.
so much time. But so yeah, we have found that if you're willing to think outside the box of how to use the equipment, there's so many ways that it can benefit you.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes total sense. Um so we talked a little bit about the referrals in the neighborhood, but let's talk about how contractors can actually use this, market this innovation to homeowners. So like up front, and you Equipter, you guys are just the best when it comes to marketing and the brand and all of that. Talk a little bit about how contractors should be using this kind of technology to differentiate their company, just even in the sales process.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look at uh, primarily roofing, it is messy in a way. I mean, there's a lot of debris. It's messy. I'm not sure that every homeowner realizes that, um, and until their roof is being done, right? And then like, oh my goodness, like I didn't know that was going to happen. And I think it's good for us as contractors to be ahead of the game and say, hey, homeowner, there's about 10,000 pounds of debris on your roof that we'll have to take off. Uh, Chuck in the truck may have not told you about this, but I want to make you aware there's a lot of debris that needs to come off before we install your new roof and make it look great. Well, we have the right equipment to do that safely, efficiently, and protect your landscape. And so you're adding a value. Again, you're adding a value to your to this homeowner that they may have not gotten somewhere else from again from Chuck in the truck, and they're
Yeah.
all of a sudden realizing, oh, I didn't think about that. And again, tarp in the yard. in a sense, I think that's a lot of people are used to that, but I think we can do better and elevate the game to where, hey, this debris doesn't have to land uh, in the front lawn,
Right.
um,
Yeah.
and we
It's
can,
dusty, dirty, and messy.
yeah, exactly. And when a homeowner sees that, and they're given that information up front, I think yeah, you're adding value to your bid for that homeowner, and then they see the effect of that. And again, um, it's a shiny piece of equipment, and customers are all the time. Customers saying that homeowners are out taking pictures, and
Yeah.
people driving by. It turns heads. And so it's one of those things to really set you apart, from the beginning to the end.
Thing. When you really look at it too, I mean, I've seen your videos, you have great videos for in-home sales presentations, just showing a video
Mhm.
of how the Equipter works, I think in itself is very influential to that homeowner, but also putting that in your marketing ahead of time, having it on your website,
Mhm.
talking about it, those kind of things. We talk about every day that technology, from a software standpoint, is such a differentiator for contractors. Equipment is the same thing. It
Absolutely.
shows professionalism that they can do
It's
this.
exactly. That's how I see it. It's putting the right technology in the hands of your crews, to do their job, safely, efficiently, and in a way that homeowners love.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can. One of the questions we get asked is like, well, will they want you to actually drive that on their lawn? And so there's definitely, that's a valid question, and how I always answer that is actually from the design of the Equipter 4000, especially is a lightweight, empty. It's just under 4,000 pounds. You compare that to a telehandler or any other type of equipment. Telehandler could be anywhere 25,000 pounds.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
as far as the weight comparison is actually very minimal impact. With the wide tires, there's a lot of those features that we implemented from the beginning for that purpose of
To
good
save the
flotation.
lawn.
Yeah, save the lawn, good flotation. It's just right at 6 foot wide, and so you can get it into, most times if there's a double gate, you can get into privacy fence if it's double gated. So just access, minimal imprint, that again that homeowners appreciate, um,
Yeah.
if you're able to inform them of the process.
And this isn't just for homeowners. This is also for building owners, right? Commercial. You're seeing contractors, I mean, apartment buildings, all of those different things. This is perfect.
Yeah, and you're talking even bigger jobs like that. It's less invasive, really. Because if you can, let's say you're doing an apartment complex, if you can keep that dumpster out on the street, out of the way, and your equipter drives in, you're in front of the garage for an hour to tear that debris off, but you're able to
Yeah.
move it right out, dump it into your dumpster, and so it's a lot less invasive in these projects, because of mobility.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. Okay, so here's the thing. So contractors are renting them and they're finding out that they love them and things are, it's really they're already seeing the effects for their crews and their business and everything. When is the right time for them to then take that step to purchase? To really look at purchasing an Equipter?
Right. No, that's a great question. And it really comes you know, down to the numbers, right? Um, if you look at, again, a weekly rate, again, anywhere $700-800 on a weekly rate for a rental. You could compare that then to a finance number, where you're anywhere from 750 a month. And so it's about the numbers, and
Yeah.
how many times you'll use it. And that, I guess that's how I look at it. Like, okay, instead of investing, $1,500 into rentals this past month, that could have gone towards a finance payment for 2 months. So there's ways to consider that, and obviously when you own it, you have full access to it, 24
Right.
7. And I've had guys say that when they're not, per se using it, on a day or so, they'll set it up in their, at their offices, and just as a billboard. Or
Right.
I've had guys say in the afternoon when the guys are finishing up or installing the new roof, they'll set up in the front lawn,
Hmm.
for those that are driving by. Just from that like billboard mentality. And so there's, by owning it, obviously um, there's more benefits that you can get from it like that.
From the whole thing. I love it. And we already went over, but I just want to revisit it one more time. They just go to equipter.com.
Yeah, Equipter.com. Yeah, and then you can find a rental. There's information there. Of course, you can contact us. We'd love to have a conversation of what that looks like. If renting makes sense for someone, or if just an outright purchase or financing makes sense, we'd love to have a conversation.
Love the consultation. That is always so important. Figure out what's best for your business with the experts.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you can also find all this information on Roofer's Coffee Shop on the Equipter directory. So you can find out where the rentals are, how to get to the website to find the rentals, promotions. You guys have nice promotions that come and go. In fact, I think there's been some. Just keep looking for them because it's different months, different promotions, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Dave. I so appreciate having you here today. Love long term. We've been Rivers Coffee Shop and Equipter have worked together, I think, a very, very long time, starting with
It
Aaron
goes
and
way
Vicky.
back, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
way back. So we love you guys. Say hi to Aaron for us. And thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thank you, Heidi. We love what you guys are doing as well, and that's really what we want to be about. Is just advancing the industry, making it better for all of
Yeah.
us. And I think that happens in community. I think that happens in innovation, and when we do everything that we do with excellence. And so, yeah, I love it. Love what you guys do, and yeah, the long term relationship we've had. So, thank you so
It's
much.
Thank you. I love it. And thank all of you for listening. Check out those rentals. What a great way to find out if it's a good fit for your business, or call in, email, get a hold of Quipter and talk to them about that consultation on what really can help grow your business. Be sure to check out all of our podcasts under the RLW navigation under Roofing Road Trips, and on your favorite podcast channel. Be sure to subscribe and get those notifications so you don't miss a single episode. And we'll be seeing you next time on Roofing Road Trips.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave a review. Thanks for listening. This has been Roofing Road Trips with Heidi from therooferscoffeeshop.com.